Welcome to Sports Legends. In this episode, we tell the story of Pele, the king of football, who united the world. In the small town of Três Corações, Brazil, a boy was born who would redefine the world's most popular sport. His name was Edson Arantes do Nascimento, but the world would come to know him as Pele. Growing up in poverty, Pele's first football was a sock stuffed with newspaper, but his talent was unmistakable, even on the dusty streets of Bauru. His father, a former footballer himself, taught him the fundamentals of the game, instilling in him a passion that would burn for a lifetime. At just 15 years old, Pele's extraordinary skill caught the eye of Santos FC, a top Brazilian club. He signed with them and immediately began to dazzle. In his very first game, he scored. It was a sign of the incredible things to come. He wasn't just a goal scorer, he was an artist. His movements were fluid, his control was magical, and his vision was unparalleled. He invented moves that other players could only dream of, combining raw athleticism with breathtaking creativity. Pele made football look like a dance, and the pitch was his stage. The world truly met Pele at the 1958 World Cup in Sweden. At just 17 years old, he was the youngest player in the tournament. Many doubted if a teenager could handle the pressure of the world's biggest stage. Pele answered those doubts with his feet. He scored 6 goals in 4 matches, including a hat-trick in the semi-final against France and 2 spectacular goals in the final against the host nation, Sweden. That final goal, where he flicked the ball over a defender's head and volleyed it into the net, is still one of the most iconic moments in football history. He collapsed in tears in his teammates' arms, a young boy who had just carried his nation to its first ever World Cup victory. Brazil had a new hero, and the world had a new king. His journey was far from over. Pele returned to the World Cup in 1962, though an injury early in the tournament sidelined him. His Brazilian teammates, inspired by his presence, went on to win their second consecutive title. The world saw that Pele's influence extended beyond his own performance. He was the heart and soul of the team. The 1966 World Cup was a tough chapter. Pele was targeted by brutal fouls from opponents, and a battered Brazil was eliminated in the group stage. He was so disheartened that he vowed never to play in another World Cup. But the call of the beautiful game, and his country, was too strong to resist. He returned for one last World Cup in 1970, in Mexico. This wasn't the explosive teenager from 1958. This was a mature, intelligent leader. He led what many consider the greatest football team ever assembled. The 1970 Brazil squad played with a joy and flair that was infectious. Pele was the conductor of this beautiful orchestra, scoring goals and creating assists with unmatched elegance. In the final against Italy, he scored the opening goal with a powerful header, leaping into the arms of his teammate Gerzinho in a celebration that would become one of sport's most enduring images. Brazil won 4-1, and Pele became the only player in history to win 3 World Cups. He had cemented his legacy as the undisputed king of football. Throughout his 18 years with Santos, Pele became a goal-scoring machine, netting over 1,000 goals in his career. His fame was so immense that he became a global phenomenon. In 1969, his club, Santos, traveled to Nigeria to play a friendly match. At the time, the country was in the middle of a brutal civil war, but for 48 hours, both sides agreed to a ceasefire, just so they could watch Pele play. He didn't just stop defenders, he stopped a war. This single event showed that Pele was more than a footballer. He was a symbol of peace and unity, a global ambassador whose influence transcended the sport. After retiring from Brazilian football, Pele did something unexpected. In 1975, he came out of retirement to sign with the New York Cosmos in the North American Soccer League. His mission was to make football, or soccer as it's known there, popular in the United States, and he succeeded. He filled stadiums across the country, captivating American audiences with his skill and charisma. He put soccer on the map in a country dominated by other sports, laying the foundation for the game's growth in the decades that followed. His final professional game was an exhibition match between the Cosmos and Santos, with Pele playing one half for each team. It was a fitting farewell for a man who had given so much to both clubs. As rain began to fall during his farewell speech, a Brazilian newspaper famously ran the headline, "Even the sky was crying." After hanging up his boots, Pele's work was far from done. He dedicated his life to humanitarian causes, serving as a UNESCO Goodwill Ambassador and working tirelessly for children's rights and education. He used his global platform to advocate for the poor and to spread a message of hope. He understood that his name carried a responsibility, and he used his influence to make the world a better place. Pele's impact on football is immeasurable. He revolutionized the game with his artistry and skill, setting a standard of excellence that generations of players have aspired to reach. He showed the world that football could be more than just a game. It could be O Jogo Bonito, the beautiful game. His name became synonymous with joy, creativity, and the pure love of the sport. He was a hero to millions, a source of national pride for Brazil, and an icon who brought people together from all corners of the globe. From a boy with a sock for a ball to a three-time World Cup champion and global humanitarian, Pele's story is a testament to the power of dreams and the unifying force of sport. His legacy is not just in the goals he scored or the trophies he won, but in the smiles he brought to faces and the hope he inspired in hearts. The king of football may have left the pitch, but his spirit will forever dance with the ball. Thank you for watching this episode of Sports Legends. If you enjoyed this story, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more tales of the icons who shaped the world of sports. We'll see you next time.